So a few weeks ago, I had an idea. Now, this isn't unusual for me. Having strange and weird and kooky ideas isn't really that unusual for me. But this one's kind of stuck. And it was this. Would it be useful to you to have me sit down and explain my thought process for the emails I actually send out to my list? Not like theoretical emails or prompts or templates or things I think you should send out to your list or anything like that, but the actual emails I click send on, the ones I want to earn money or get a specific result. Would it be helpful to have me give a kind of, a director's commentary on the emails I actually send out to my list? Would that be useful? And I think it might be. I think it's an interesting experiment to do. So let's have a go at it. So this one's a really interesting one because I sent this back end of last week and it's actually an email that is 100% pitch. No value at all. And I know the idea of sending something that has no value in it whatsoever seems quite scary, doesn't it? You know, we're constantly being told, give value, deliver value, show up, deliver. It's almost scary just to send something that is 100% pitch, but that's what I did. And to be fair, I rarely do this. Normally, I do like to offer some value, but I thought this would make for a great episode number 1 because I know most people are afraid of doing this. Because the truth is, whether you use any of the ideas in this email or not, so whether you use any of the ideas in this email or not, you have to get used to pitching. If you've got a product or service that can make somebody's life better and it's good value for money, you need to be able to tell them how to pay you. You know, one of the things that's really helpful to do when you're bouncing around ideas like this is to think of an extreme example. So if you got, let's say you were shot. Let's say you were shot while rummaging for veg in Aldi, which, you know, happens to us all. So somebody shot you, not fatally, but you had a gaping hole in like your arm or something like that. You had a bullet wound in your arm. And let's say you go, it's not like fatal, so you go to the chemist and you want to get a bandage, which, you know, that seems like an appropriate treatment for a bullet wound. But let's say you go into the chemist, you want to buy a bandage. So you go into the chemist, you say, hello, Mr. Chemist, which, you know, that's how you greet people. Hello, Mr. Chemist, I've got a gaping hole in my arm. I've been shot in Aldi. Have you got any bandages? He says, oh, blimey. He says, we do have bandages, but have this. And he gives you a leaflet. And the leaflet is 10 ways to deal with your gaping hole in your arm from a bullet you got while in Aldi. And you go, that's very kind of you. I appreciate the leaflet. It's a lovely, lovely leaflet. But I'd really like a bandage. I really like a bandage. Can I just buy a bandage? Because I'm losing a lot of blood. He goes, well, I'd like to sell you a bandage, but I'd like to build up the know, like, and trust first. Before I sell you, before I pitch you, I want to deliver value. I want to give you more than you give me. So I want this to be a good relationship. So take the lead magnet, have a look at it, spend a few days with it, and then come back, and then I'll make you a low price offer, a low ticket offer. Yeah, and you go, well, you know what? Blood's dripping all over the floor. Can I just buy a sodding bandage? He goes, no, you've got to have the lead magnet. That's the way it's done. I don't want to be seen as pitchy. We could go on with this, but we won't. You'd get pretty annoyed by that. You just want the bandage. This guy can solve your problem by just giving him some money. Your life would be better. And it's the same with your business. You might not be dealing with people who've been shot. You might not. It doesn't matter. People will still pay you money to solve the problem. They don't care about learning a good way to solve it. They don't want to get their hands mucky. They don't want to build a website. They don't want to learn Elementor. They don't want to go into WordPress. They don't want to have to download plugins. They just want to pay somebody to do it for them. So why deprive them of that chance to make their life better? So I get it. Pitching is hard. It feels weird, but you have to get over it. You've got something that will help make somebody's life better. Don't deprive them of it. So, having said that, most of my emails tend to have a little bit of value anyway, but this is 100% pitch. So, just to give you a bit of context, I recently started offering quick and easy copy critiques for a tenner, which is my way of just keeping my profile up and offering value to people when I don't have the availability to take on any long-term projects. So, because I'm fully booked. So, but I still wanted a way to speak to people and offer value, make new connections. And plus, I always think it's good to have an offer that you can push out, because it's good training to do that. You need to build up your pitching muscle. So this is my solution, this quick and easy copy critique. So I launched it a few days before this email went out, and it was the usual thing about, if you can't afford a copywriter, send me a link to your sales page, and for a tenner, I'll give you a few pointers on how to make it better. So the theory is, save yourself thousands, give me a tenner. Now, obviously, it's not quite as neat as that, because I won't go into as much detail as a copywriter would when writing a sales page from scratch, but the idea is kind of there and the value's there. So it occurred to me a few days later that I could actually offer other services as well. So rather than just copy critiques, I could help people land dream clients. And I'll get to why in a moment and how I kind of set this up. But let's just go through the email. So the subject line needs a little bit of work, to be honest. Want my help landing a dream client? I could have been a bit more inventive and creative with that. But on the plus side, it's focused on the client. Do you want to land a dream client? I can help. This is a hard email to write. I hate talking about myself. Yeah, even though this is a pitchy email, I want to kind of get across the fact that I'm human. I'm not an ego maniac monster like other people. Other people are quite brazen about their pitches, but I think you could be pitchy and still have a little bit of personality. And there's a couple of ways I do that in this email. But one thing I'm always keen to kind of get across is that I'm human about this. I'm not really comfortable talking about myself. I want to get across the fact that I got the credibility to do this, and I'm able to do it, and I'm able to help you. I'm probably the right person to do it, but, it makes me feel weird talking about it. So I do it here, and this is where I set it up, really. Set up the idea that I can help you land dream clients or get on the radar of dream clients, because this time last year I was a full-time magician, and in less than a year, I not only pivoted to a brand new market where nobody knows who I am, I got on the radar of 3 big kahuna clients. And anybody who's followed me for a while will know who those clients are. And I could have mentioned them here, but again, I just want to hold back a little bit on being a egomaniac. So I got 3 big kahuna clients, which is a big deal. And this is where I just cement it. Even though they were looking for a copywriter, blatant honesty, not exaggerating, they were looking for copywriters. Let's face it, as somebody who's brand new to the niche and no copywriting experience, I wasn't even close to being among the top applicants. I wasn't. I was on nobody's radar. If you'd have said John Holt to any of them before I applied, they would have gone, who? No idea. And yet these are the responses I got from all 3 when I replied. So I put that in there just to add credibility. How can somebody who's not known in the market, somebody they don't know from Adam, get these responses from industry professionals, leading industry professionals? And again, saying that out loud sounds very boastful, but it's true. And I want to get that across. So I just bring it back to them here. Maybe there's a dream client you're desperately wanting to land. Want me to help you with that? I've done it for me 3 times. I can do it for you too. Now, I could end the email there, to be honest with you, because I've established credibility. I've made a very clear offer. I've explained what's in it for them. I can help you do this too. But I think is it the comedian or the magician in me wants a kind of twist, wants a different kind of angle. And again, any excuse to kind of downplay myself without losing any credibility is good for me. And this is how I did it, because I thought, oh, well, you know what? I've given you 3 really positive quotes there and bigged myself up a little bit in this email. Okay, quite a lot in this email. But I've got 3 positive quotes there. Why don't I give them 3 situations when I was a complete and utter tool? And I'll give you a link to this so you can read it. I'll put it in the description. But these are just 3 situations that genuinely happened to me in my life that don't paint me in an especially favourable light or were very challenging for me. So that's just a way of doing it. It doesn't lose, none of these 3 impact the credibility that's already been set up here. That's important. So even though it reduces the ego of the email a little bit, it doesn't take away any of the credibility here. I'm still an awesome guy that can help you land dream clients. But I'm also an imbecile that did all these 3 things. So that was my theory about this. And there's no value in this in terms of here's something for free that you can use to get clients. I mean, yeah, there's nothing for free in there that can help them. There's no value in that sense. But the angle of doing it and this kind of hook of offering 3 things that I did stupidly in my life is a little bit interesting. It's entertaining. It offers a little bit of value in the sense that it's different. And I think sometimes with copy, I have this idea that you do enough to win them over. You go, you've earned that. You just do something a little bit different, or you tie in a story in a unique way. You craft something together that makes the reader go, you've earned that. That's good. I like that. I see what you've done there. Even if they don't laugh out loud at any of this, maybe they appreciate the hook of, here's 3 good things about me, here's 3 bloody awful things about me. And then I just remind them at the end. Let's wind this up. Valentine's Day is fast approaching. That came towards me at the end. I thought, oh yeah, Valentine's Day is fast approaching. Is there a special client you want to woo? If there is, go here and bag one of the last few spots. Have an awesome weekend. So it's just very direct at the end. I've done what I needed to do. I've got the hook in of the 3 weird things that I did tremendously badly. And then I just remind them that here's what you need to do. Special client you want to do. And a little bit of scarcity because I only make a few of these spots available. That's intentional. Just because I think it's good to have urgency and scarcity. That's natural. I'm not lying. And then just end it. Give them a link and bring it on home. Just clear at the end. I think that's something that a lot of people worry about as well. Can you just end like that abruptly? I think it's perfectly okay. You've given them everything they need to do. So that was the pitchy email. If you liked it, if you thought it was useful, or if you have any questions, fire them below and let me know. Also, if you'd like to see me do any other kind of email, or if you'd like to see me do more of these, let me know that too. Like I say, for the past 2 weeks, this has just been kind of floating around my head as something that I thought could be useful. But until I hear somebody say that to me, who isn't a voice in my head, then I'll never know. So, I'll put a link to the email in the comments below so you can have a look at it if you're not on my list. If you want to get on my list, then you can go to insertgaghere.com/email, and there's a whole host of goodies there waiting for you in the Google Drive of awesomeness. But yes, let me know what you think, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.